Hey, how you doing? This is Tammy. I am the owner of Stitched Custom Apparel. I wanted to come on here and just give you guys a little quickie tutorial of sorts. Basically, so since I launched this business, I've been getting a ton of freaky scammy emails, a ton of people actually mailing fraudulent things in the mail as well. And what I mean by that is I received like these letters, and basically they're almost threatening. And they'll write things like required by law in red letters. And it says things like, yeah, we congratulations on registering your business, but you still have other requirements. And so basically, I just wanted to talk to people about that because those letters are actually trash. Those people are advertising a service which you don't need to pay for. Basically, all you need to do is go to your Secretary of State website in your state. We live in Texas, so we go to, I think it's called SOS Direct. So you go to Secretary of State, and then so they have our particular portal has an area that you can go and um, click to set up an account. You have to establish an account on their website. And then once you do that, you can log into this. And then there are fees associated with the different services that you can perform in your state. You don't have to pay someone to set up your own limited liability corporation. And please, this is not to constitute legal advice. I'm not advising anyone of anything. I'm just simply telling you facts, and you do with that what you will. I do recommend you consult an attorney if you're unsure in any way about your actions or steps you are about to take regarding establishing a business in your state. However, I just wanted to make it clear to people that you don't have to pay a service to do this. This is something that you can set up yourself. And so once you enter the website, you'll enter your credentials that you establish with them. You have to furnish a credit card in order for them to be able to charge you for the services that you're going to conduct within their website. Now, I'm not actually going to log into this because I don't want people seeing my login information. I've got enough scammers trying to come at me as it is. However, yeah, so anyway, once you log into it, I do recommend, and they recommend, that you conduct a search for whatever name of business. We are operating as Stitched Custom Apparel LLC, and we conducted a search for that. There was not a name established that was that, so we established our own name that we wanted, and that once you file it, our particular state charges $1 to do your search. And then after that, you file your formal papers, your formation of your company. And it's really just you filling in information, your address, your phone number, who the managers of your business are. If you have a separate management company, then you'll include information about that. But again, something entirely not necessary, and that mostly pertains to like big corporations. But yeah, just as a small business, you're just going to put yourself. Now, you do have to have someone that is listed on your formation as the person that is going to receive your documents or papers should someone be suing your business. And so that's called a registered agent. And I also use another service for that. I'm not affiliated with any of these people, by the way. I believe it's called Texas Registered Agent. And you'll see it here. And these people are great. It only costs $35. And so literally it's just so that you can have a registered agent listed on your LLC that's filed with the state that gives it an address, gives them a permanent address that they can mail things to. You don't have to pay for a registered agent service. You can use anyone that's willing to be listed as your registered agent, but it has to be someone separate and apart from yourself and your address. So I just pay these guys because, we don't have family or other people like around that can act as that entity for us. So I just do that. It's $35 a year. It's super great. I highly recommend it. Once you establish that, you're going to have to wait 24 hours after your LLC has been formally filed with the state, and you'll know when it's filed because they will send you an email with copies of, it's a link actually that you utilize to go through and retrieve your documents. You only have, I think it's like 48 or 72 hours, something like that. So don't play around with that. As soon as they send it to you, you can go in there to that link and then download your actual copy of your application, your formation documents, and your certificate itself. And you're going to want to maintain all of those things because you need that in order to prove to people that, yes, you are in charge of this particular registered business and that you're not just some random scammer that's out there trying to do things. The other thing that these crazy people with these letters that they send that are actually advertisements disguised as formal notifications from a government entity, most of them are pretty decent in that they will at least put some fine print somewhere on it that says that they're not actually the government. But it's super finite text. It's next to impossible to read, especially if you're over 40. So anyway, just know that those people are just offering to sell you a service that you don't have to utilize. And so if you have employees, for example, you're going to need to go to the IRS's website. And you'll also need this for establishing a bank account. And you can get what is called an employer identification number. Now, when you type in irs.gov EIN, you're going to see a bunch of little scammy stuff. This is taxids.com. Not that they're a scam, but just that they're not the official entity that you have to file this through. IRS file, tax file, all these things, those are not it. You want the actual irs.gov. And you can click that link, and when it goes to it, it explains all this stuff about how it works, and then you can go online actually and request your employer identification number, and you need that for establishing or remitting employee taxes that you withhold from payroll, and also even if you don't have employees, like we don't have employees, it's just my husband and myself, so slave labor essentially. We don't take a paycheck because it's a new business anyway. And you'll need that for filing with a bank for a bank account. And so you'll just click the link, it says apply for an EIN. You go through there, and again, if you're unsure, you do want to consult an attorney because you can set yourself up as like an S corporation, and that gives you some kind of little tax breaks in certain circumstances. We're not an S corp. I don't play with that. I'm somebody who owes money. So I just go in there and set that up. And then at the end of the year, you will go in there and file taxes under this EIN number with the IRS. The other thing that they try to tell you that you need through that service is something called the, I think it's a labor poster. And basically, it's just the Department of Labor. Get over here. And so you can get that directly from the Department of Labor. You don't have to pay these people money to get these compliance posters. You can get them directly from the U.S. Department of Labor right here. workplace posters. And they specifically just tell you like what has to be on there, what you have to display. It's things about like minimum wage. I think it also, they have like state and local regulations and all these other things. And again, if you have employees and want to jump on here and make sure that you get these things and that they're posted within your workplace in accordance with whatever the rules and regulations are. Again, I'm not giving you legal advice, but I am telling you that's one of the things that they're trying to sell you. So don't be fooled. You can file your own LLC. You can get your own EIN number from the government for free. You can get your workplace posters from the U.S. Department of Labor for free. You don't have to pay for any of those services unless you want to. Now, if you just want to hit the easy button and go with one of those services that's sending you info in the mail about doing that, then I totally understand, and you do you. All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate your time and taking a look. It's almost, I felt like I needed to do a little public service announcement because the things that are happening are kind of crazy. All right. Take care. Thanks. Bye.